Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Hinode Podcast, episode 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking Rise of Skywalker sucks fucking donkey ass.
Yeah.
Is that topic?
That's topic number 1.
Is that topic 1?
How can you destroy a franchise this badly? Like, I don't understand.
How did they destroy it? What do you mean by that?
Everything previously is just got bent over and butt fucked because they had no direction for the trilogy or what they wanted the characters to do.
Do you not think that's just because you're being protective of the franchise and you don't like change?
No, it's dog shit. They're subjectively, not subjectively. They're, in my opinion, right? It's an opinion, right?
So but it's subjective.
Yeah, it's subjective. In my opinion,
we're not
they had no direction over the franchise or what they wanted to do with it.
Right. Wait, don't we have to do an intro first? What's going on?
Yeah, I kind of just started the podcast as a joke. So now we need to think of topics for the podcast.
Aren't you recording?
Why are you doing it?
I am recording, but we didn't really get a chance to prepare. I kind of sprung it on you guys, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm about to spring this monitor out the window so it don't fix up.
Topic 1, Ryan's monitor.
You don't need monitors to speak though.
What's topic 2?
I need
Topic 2 is Hollywood's fucking obsession with ruining fucking stories and franchises.
Right.
How about that?
Topic 3, Ryan's Indian mom interrupting the podcast.
That's why you can't eat the food.
Why, what happened?
It's not good for you. You take too much.
Special guest.
Special guest, get her on mic.
Really, are you accepting that game?
Yeah.
Can you say hello podcast?
Can I play on your account, Leo?
Can you say hello podcast?
What's that?
So you're not in the game?
No.
What did I say in the morning? Come. What did I say in the morning?
I don't know.
What is this? What is this?
It's my
drink now.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did she say?
Now.
It wants me to throw a glass bottle in the bin. Have you even got a glass bin?
Wait, tell her to recycle, bro.
Ryan,
Yeah.
Have you got a glass bin?
Intro.
Glass bin?
Yeah.
What is the glass? Where I'm going to get the glass bin?
This is the most scuffed
recycling
fucking
bin.
podcast ever.
Bro, tell her to recycle.
Oh, it's too cold. Should the recycling bins outside. Oh, I'm not going outside.
Bro, reset aggro. Ryan, reset aggro, bro.
Yeah.
Right, get a new monitor, bro.
Oh, my monitor's turned on now. What a blessing.
What's topic 2? Star Wars bad. Don't get me started on it. It pisses me off too much, man.
Okay, guys, let's just start. Leo, are you recording?
Dude, I've been recording for about 3 minutes. Like, the podcast has been on.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I'm introducing our special guest today, Caleb.
Bro, what? I'm part of you. Okay, yeah, special guest then. Feel free.
Why is Kevin Spacey trending?
Right, I'm going to pause podcast for a minute whilst we figure out our shit and I go get some water. Hello everybody, welcome back to the podcast. This is Hinode Podcast Christmas special, and
Who was Dragon Punch 27 last time?
You?
No,
No.
it was Hook.
Hook, can I be Dragon Punch 27
What?
this time? Hook,
What was happening? What?
can I be Dragon Punch 27?
Hook's only here just to give bad reviews to Star Wars.
True.
you don't care about
Bro,
it.
answer my question.
No, bro. I'm Dragon Punch 20. I'm gonna Dragon Punch 27 Disney in the face. I'm sick of it.
Why are you sick of Disney?
On top of that, I had to watch before I watched the film. I had to watch the trailer of the film that I was going to see the film for, which is about 2 minutes trailer because it's a special end of fucking Skywalker saga. Plus, I had to see another fucking shitty Disney trailer, Mulan trailer. Looks absolute dog shit.
Why was it so bad? Why were the trailers so bad?
Lovely.
The trailers were just reminding me that Disney as a company exists and ruined one of the most famous franchises in the world in the matter of, what, 4 years?
Well, I think your opinion is subjective, and I'm sure some people enjoyed it.
Yeah, so people with fucking a lobotomy enjoyed it, I bet.
Only casual fans. Only casual fans enjoyed it.
Like, seriously, if you want to enjoy that movie before you watch it, you literally have to go in and fucking be on LSD, Ket, everything under the sun to dumb down your brain to the point where you can enjoy that film.
Right.
But, like,
I mean, that sounds great, to be honest.
was it visually appealing?
Oh, right. No, obviously, visually, it looks amazing, but the amount of money they spend on it, you expect it to look visually amazing. Like, that's just a given. Like, the last two films have also looked visually amazing. That's an expectation at this point, right? Like, anything that has that much amount of money into it should look that good.
Right, so what made this film worse than the other Star Wars
The
movies?
acting was fucking... The only good actors were, like, John Boyega and Adam Driver. Daisy Ridley is fucking dog shit. Any emotional scenes or scenes that require any resemblance of human emotion, she just fucking flops and she looks like a dead rabbit acting. It's terrible. It's one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life.
Right.
The story is utter dog shit. Like, they bring back Palpatine. They have no explanation for why Palpatine. But dude, when they tell the Resistance the Palpatine's back, they just say, "Oh, okay." Nobody fucking asks. Nobody like, what, dude? I thought he kind of died when the Death Star exploded. No, nobody asks. Nobody even says why he died, how he lived. Sorry, nobody ever explains it ever in the whole film. Like, not one explanation. We're just meant to accept that he's alive, right?
Wait, they don't even.
No,
they don't even
there's
explain how
not
he
one fucking explanation to why he's alive. Not what. There's not even a word. There's not a syllable as to why he's alive.
Does he say like anything?
No.
About it?
You're just meant to accept he's alive, and he's been conjuring.
Yeah.
He's been this guy
just
behind the
exists
shadows.
again.
He's been. Oh my god! Have you seen The Last Jedi?
Yeah.
So you know, like Snoke, right?
Yeah.
The explanation they have for Snoke is Palpatine made Snoke, and he has like vats of fucking Snoke. There's like 2 vats of Snoke in the background. Like, what the fuck? And he does an impersonation of Snoke as well. He's like, oh, I could do these funny voices and act like people. Like, fuck, oh, it's so fucking annoying.
Right. Well,
it does boils my blood, man.
Well, on to the next topic. It's Christmas Eve today.
I went to see on Christmas Eve. I was there in a fucking cramped cinema with my knee. I stood up at the end and I couldn't feel my knee. And I thought, why have I done this to myself?
Wait, I have a question. Did people clap when the movie ended?
No, everybody was sat. Even the kids that were enjoying it were like, what the fuck have I just seen? Like, you can see the moment the kids realised, holy shit, like after the fighting or like, kids, they love like cool shit and explosions, right? After that ended, and they had, even like 8-year-olds, they had time to devour what just happened, and they were like, what the fuck? Like, the ending was, do you know what the ending is?
No, don't say it.
Okay.
Don't spoil it for the viewers.
I mean, I'm trying to, but you can be.
It's so dog shit. Oh.
Yeah, I'm not trying to see the movie.
Admit it,
it's
nobody
just
here actually cares about spoilers for Star Wars.
I hope to say
genuinely
it.
don't care. 'Cause I'm
So
not gonna
basically,
see
at
the
the end,
Wait,
Ray.
let me like guess.
Okay.
Actually, it's not even a guess. It's gonna be they kill Palpatine.
No, right. Right. Do you want to know how he dies? Right. I don't care, Ryan. Do you want to know how he dies? Right. He dies. Oh my. He just shoots electricity at lightsabers until he dies. He just does it. He doesn't stop it. Not at one point as he's dying does he think maybe I should stop doing this because it's like killing me. No. He just keeps going, and it kills him. And then the fucking audacity they have at the end of the film. Ray gets asked, Ray, what's your name? And she goes, Ray. And then she looks out to like fucking, it was honestly like some fucking parody video. She looks out into she's on Tatooine, by the way. She has no correlation or relation to Tatooine or whatsoever. It's just because Luke and fucking Anakin came from there. She looks out to the distance, sees fucking Luke and Leia, and they like do a little cheesy nod. And she goes, oh, I'm Ray Skywalker. But no, you're not. You're not Ray. Like, it makes no sense. The whole film, the message they were even trying to get across was, oh, you're not, your family name doesn't matter, you could be whoever you want to be. And then she just disregards the message at the end of the film to say she's a Skywalker anyway. Like, what the fuck?
Well, is everyone excited for Christmas?
I know.
I got
it's
questions
excited
about
for the
Star
amount of
Wars,
toys that
bro,
Disney is
okay.
gonna sell.
Yeah. What's your question?
They really, No, but they really did that. They really.
Yes, she says she's a Skywalker at the end. She adopted the name Skywalker.
But I thought the whole past 2 movies was establishing. Oh, she's not one.
Oh no, do you not know she's Palpatine's granddaughter, by the way? Did I tell you that?
But you told me now. Why?
I forgot to mention this fucking retarded thing. Oh, she's Palpatine's granddaughter, which I can almost put all my shekels on that it was not for. They did not plan for this in the last 2 movies. He just fucking shoehorned in at the end.
Did he ever have a kid?
But I thought
like,
George
in
Lucas came in to
any Star
fix
Wars
this.
lore?
He never had a kid, like in the
No,
lore.
he's supposedly their dad was his son, but there's never. This is the point. It is never explained how would this fucking wrinkly ass man be having sex while he's been ruling the fucking the empire for the last 40 years, whatever it
Maybe
was.
he had a kid when he was in the
Yeah, but the thing is, why are we expected to know like what happened? Like I was on plot points, and the thing is, right? Okay, listen. There's so many things that the J.J. Abrams came out and said, "Oh, I've got all the answers to all these problems in The Last Jedi." Does he fuck, right? Do you know in The Last Jedi when Holdo goes into lightspeed and kills like 1 million ships, right? And that is like a huge crux into what the fuck, you can't just do that because everybody would just fly ships and do that, right? Do you know how they answered that question? Some random fucker, not a random fucker, they cast the fucking Hobbit from Lord of the Rings as a resistance fighter for some fucking reason. I don't know why. But he goes, oh, why don't we just do what Holdo did? And they're like, it was 1 in a million, it won't happen again. Like, why? What? What do you mean it was 1 in a million? Every ship there has a capability to go light speed. What do you mean it's 1 in a million? Like, this is what I mean. There is no actual explanation in the film for anything that's happened in the past or what happens in the film.
If it was 1 in a million, they were 100% sure. Like,
yeah, it would never happen.
Sure
and they can't use it. That's J.J. Abrams' answer, right? Holy shit. And there's a bit, oh my god, there's a bit where the Poe is flying the Millennium Falcon and he does what's called light speed skipping, where he keeps going into light speed and coming into light speed, coming out. First of all, the TIE fighters following him, they in canon they have no capability of going hyperspace anyway, so they can't do it, and they're following him anyway. Second of all, since when the fuck was that a thing? Even Finn in the movie goes, wait, you could do that, and Poe's like, yeah, I can do. And there's no explanation given to it again. That's just you just meant to accept it as a fact.
Wait, what was Poe flying? What
Millennium Falcon. He was high, and then he comes out and Rey's like, "Oh wait, the Millennium Falcon can't light speed skip. What the fuck? What is light speed skipping? It's like the. It's not a new thing. They just
because that's just a throw-in, bro. That's the difference.
It's not, and it's stupid. There's no reason why you need to do it. He just keeps going out into high, and the things are still following him. And there's no explanation to why nobody has ever done that in the past, ever.
Yeah, like in most of Star Wars, whenever people go into hyperdrive or whatever, they're like, "Oh, we can't do this again for a while." But he's just doing it constantly, like.
He's
again,
like, "Oh, I can't light. I was light speed skipping." He's like, "Why are you doing that?" And he's like, "Oh, I can do it." Okay, fantastic.
Why
I'm trying to think. No, I don't know. I don't. The movie didn't tell me. He was just doing it to get away from TIE fighters, even though they were still following him. He was just lucky that some random fucking worm crashed into them.
Why would you skip in the first place? Just go light speed.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Why not just go light speed all the way back to the Resistance base? Like, hello? Or like to a fleet of people waiting. Like, what he gained was MacGuffins of like random worms and debris killing them in between light speed skips. And by the way, he didn't know where they were going because he's surprised by the debris and the worms as well. Like, it's so retarded.
But the TIE fighters can't go light speed, so how?
Yeah, exactly. TIE fighters can't even go light speed. We're just meant to accept that these are special TIE fighters that have light speed capabilities. Oh, there's so many dumb scenes as well. Like, don't even get me started on Rey. Holy shit, do not get me. The first shot we see... The first shot we see of Rey, she's like a fucking female Jesus. She's floating in the air with rocks all the way around her. Like, oh, I'm doing this in my sleep, nigga. Like, what do you want us to do?
I should waste my money on watching this now. Like,
It's so dog shit.
Was it that bad though? Was it actually
It's that bad.
bad.
I watched this ending. Please let it end. Please let it end. No, I'm not done. I'm not done. There's so much more in that film that it just pissed me off. I'm trying to think about it. Like, oh my, right. So at the start of the film, the first scene we see is the whole crux of the film revolves around these like Sith. We'll just call them holocrons because that's what they are. But they're like ways to get to where Palpatine is on this Sith planet. The Sith planet is not on any data maps or star maps, but you have to get this wayfinder to get your way safely to the planet, right?
Wasn't that just how? Wasn't that the exact same way they found Luke?
Yeah, well, pretty much. But these are special artifacts that you need to find. First scene we get, Adam Driver or Kylo Ren, sorry, just fucking finds one. There is no explanation to how he just knew where one was and got it. But then three-quarters of the film,
the beginning of the movie,
the first scene of the very first scene in the film, he's just cutting up some random people, and then he just gets one of the things. He gets the Wayfinder, right?
Why was he looking for them?
He was looking for them. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Tell me, please inform me as to why he was looking for it. He had no. There was. Okay. So the start of the film is so confusing, right? Because
is Kylo Ren good? Is he with the Resistance at the beginning?
No, he's with the First Order, and there is no. By the way, the title crawl is so shit as well. It just says, and also we're supposed to accept that because at the end of The Last Jedi, there's like 10 people on the ship Resistance. That's like, and they say that's the remnant and the Resistance, right? Cut next scene, they got a fucking jungle base with about 50 people on it. Like, hello? Like a fully running base. But back to Kylo Ren basically finds his Wayfinder out of nowhere, no explanation, goes to see Palpatine. Why did you go there? Why were we even looking for this thing in the first place? On the title screen, it says something like, "Oh, there's these things just popped up." Okay, like seriously. But anyway, he goes there. But our characters have to find a dagger to then take them to the holocron to then take them to the planet, right? Which takes about 3/4 of the movie.
Wait, what do they need a dagger for?
Exactly, like the dagger's meant to locate. The dagger's meant to be like an artifact that lets you find where the Wayfinder is to get to the Sith planet. And it's really bad. And there's no explanation. There's so many things that just aren't explained, and even the things that aren't explained are shit because the bad acting and the story, the plot is just shit anyway. Is anybody not is anybody not bewildered as to how people are eating it up as well?
Also, I was like really excited for Star Wars when The Force Awakens came out.
Me too!
Really bad, so I stopped caring about the series in general.
I mean, look, I didn't mind Force Awakens. Like, I could suspend disbelief for some of the stupid shit in that film, but Last Jedi was like the cut-off point for me. And then this film, I just went to see it because I had nothing else to do.
I don't really care about it anymore. Like, it's just whatever.
I'll just wait for it to be on Netflix or something.
Right. Yeah, I don't think it'll be on Netflix though. Netflix has like nothing. Next topic, Netflix, bro.
The Witch is really good on Netflix. You talk about something good. The Witch is really good. The TV series.
Yeah, it is pretty good.
Yeah, it's the books and the game. It's really good. I like it. That's something I like.
It's really confusing for a while because
the timeline's a bit weird.
There's 3 different timelines and they don't tell you about it.
Which I kind of like, to be honest, because it sort of expects you to be paying attention to a show, which you should be probably doing in the first place, you know?
Yeah.
Because there are like details within, like if you actually paid attention to the show, you'd realise like the timelines like pretty early on, you know?
I pay attention to like no Netflix films. Like,
I mean, then you're just going to be confused.
I just zone out. The only one I paid attention to is The Last Airbender because I was rewatching it.
The last thing.
Yeah, but
the thing I watched on Netflix was Prison Break.
When I watch Netflix, that's what I mean.
But I don't know. I feel like the resurrection of Star Wars was kind of a cash grab at the start, but what made it worse is they had no plan for what the 3 movies were going to be, and it kind of shows. Or really does show.
Of course, it was a cash grab.
Can we just talk about how the Avatar blew up because of Netflix?
Did it?
I don't
Right,
care.
didn't?
Yes.
That's a lie, bro.
No,
Big lie. Fat lie. Nah.
Yeah,
Listen, as a
it's
classic
popular
Avatar fan, I
around-
have
it's
to.
popular around our like crowd, yeah. The people we talk to, but not the average person. If I went up to the average person and went, "Oh, did you watch Avatar together?" Like, what the hell is that?
Oh, no way! It was literally on
Fair.
Nickelodeon.
I
Like,
haven't really
everyone
watched
I knew
Avatar.
watched it. Everyone I knew had at least an idea of what it was, a vague idea.
I think there is like an element of nostalgia to Avatar as well, maybe, because I never watched it as a kid, and then I tried to watch it like a year ago, and I just didn't really like it. Like I could see why people like it, but this wasn't my cup of tea.
I didn't. I had never seen it as a
Like,
kid.
I watched it like every
It
day.
was really good when I first watched it.
Like, on
It's
Netflix.
still good.
Exactly, but now I do like everyone seems it's like it's become like mainstream media. So I'd never seen like an Avatar like meme except from the water, fire, earth, air, whatever, till it was on Netflix, and then they just blew up.
I don't think I understood a
100%.
single thing Ryan just said.
What do
Yeah,
you
good
mean?
point, bro.
Like it wasn't mainstream until it put on Netflix, no?
I don't know. You can't really
Nah, bro.
gauge it because
I disagree.
it might just be your select group of friends that have only watched it because they've had nothing else to do on
I'm
Netflix.
talking about like internet.
I don't know. I never
Yeah.
thought Avatar was a massive thing, but I guess it is.
It
Maybe
is
it's just-
now. Now that it's really big now. I'm not
I
gonna
don't see
lie.
it. I don't see
The
it.
last episode got me emotional again when I watched it.
Okay. I think The Witch is becoming more mainstream because it's live action. Like live action series are way more easier for mainstream like media and mainstream like audiences to digest because it's not you're not having to like
Avatar, a live action was so doo-doo.
yeah, but it's
Yeah,
still
most
easy
live
for
action
people
is doo-doo.
to digest.
It was so doo-doo.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm surprised people in like my year especially don't just know what Avatar is. Like that, it was everywhere when we was younger.
I don't know. I thought more like when I was younger, it was more like DBZ and Naruto. But even then, I didn't really watch them until I was a bit older.
That was like hardcore, but like most people aren't go home and like watch TV, right? Like they wouldn't go home and go watch Dragon Ball and whatever.
It'd be on like Cartoon
Yeah, but
Network and stuff.
it would be on like Disney XD at like 3 a.m. But like Avatar was on like 5 times a day on Nickelodeon.
Yeah, but Avatar's more of a cartoon, though. I'd say.
Yeah, it's not definitely not anime. I mean, the fight scenes are like beautiful. But
I don't know. I don't really ever see the fight scenes as more than just like, like kind of PG fighting, in my opinion. But I don't know.
it definitely is PG. It's for kids.
But I don't know. I think live action is way easier for people to digest, especially like the Witch is so like. It's not. I don't want to say The Witch is so abstract. It's just the books and the games wouldn't really make themselves in like known into the mainstream sort of public eye. But the series is right on Netflix, so and it's promoted as well, so it makes it way easier.
I think it's just Netflix at the honestly. For some reason, everyone just loves Netflix.
But the thing is, like, the positive things they can do with these shows is, like, they know they're going to have an audience already. Like, they know they're going to have a devout audience from the people who read the books and played the games, but then on top of that, you've got just regular people watching on Netflix. Exactly. I think that superhero genre is kind of dying down, in my opinion. Yeah, but I think it is coming into the point where it's dying down a bit, in my opinion.
They've reached.
Yeah, I think it's dying down.
They've reached the end of their timeline. Like,
yeah,
they're kind of they're having to backtrack. Like,
yeah.
Like what?
There are no, but like I know it's like if you watch The Boys, that's like a superhero genre, and it's completely different. Or like Deadpool, or like The Punisher.
But
you know, like The Punisher, Deadpool,
because Deadpool's dead. Like Deadpool's dead.
Yeah, but like you have The Punisher as well, and like The Boys, and more like violent superhero shows.
You talk about the.
Did anyone?
Yeah.
Did anyone watch Brightburn though?
No, it was like a horror film, wasn't it?
It's basically if Superman landed on Earth and he went evil instead of good. But I feel like that was a really good thing. I don't know.
I feel like they're adding different twists, but like at the end of the day, it is coming to the end of its life, in my opinion.
Like the proper timeline from here is awful. Like, what's the next film? Black Widow.
Yeah, like I'm after like the last Spider-Man, I'm not really invested anymore. Because it was the end. To be fair, I understand because it's the end of the tether, and it's like they've been doing it for 10 years, and they want something new. So, and it felt like a good end. Yeah, but it does get a bit. I think Iron Man went off right. I think it got a bit. It was getting a bit stale, in my opinion. Yeah, but then you factor in he was in Spider-Man, Avengers 1, 2, 3. What else was he in?
I think Iron Man had the most features in like every single film. Like,
yeah, he was in Civil War, shit like that. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, he embodied Tony Stark, definitely.
What's next topic, Leo?
They got Black Panther.
Yeah.
Is she still cleaning your room?
No.
Wait. Next topic, Billie Eilish 18. Yeah. Oh, bro, Ed, Snapchat.
Wait, Ed, why? Tell her to go away. Why is she doing yoga in the basement? Is that why she hoovered the floor? Is that why she hoovered the floor?
Poop.
Wait, Ed, just Snapchat your sister doing yoga, bro.
Yeah, check Snap.
Yeah.
No.
What do you mean no? Why not?
Check Snap. Oh yeah.
Here, you can put this on wacko.
Bro, what's the next topic? Hollywood destroying beloved franchises, or we've done that.
Oh, bro, wait. Here, you can put this on podcast. Actually, dog and snow again.
This is an Edman topic.
Alright, so
It's boring. Nobody does it.
I would like to talk about how Z1 is probably retarded.
Well, that's a given.
Alright, we can go to the next topic now.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That
Question,
even happened
do you
yet?
think-
I don't think that's
Do you
happened yet.
think... Alright, this is a good question. Do you think the Cowboy Bebop live adaptation is going to be as successful as The Witcher, or... I think
it's
honestly,
gonna be successful at all.
Cowboy Bebop is one of those animes that you can probably translate to live action pretty well. Yeah. Like, it is really well translatable. Like, if you... Like, if you watch, like, you can get the feel and, like, the look for Cowboy Bebop if you literally just watch Blade Runner. Like, that's a really similar feel and look, like a live-action version of Cowboy Bebop. So you can definitely get the scenes and, like, the setting and the feel of the thing if you translate it properly onto the screen. But it's translating, like, I don't know, maybe the script and stuff without it being super rigid and cringy. I mean, probably not, because the scripts of the episodes were translated from Japanese, right? So it's not... Even though, like, the English dub for Cowboy Bebop is really fucking good, in my opinion. Like, it's one of the best ones out there. Yeah. Well, well, the whole, like, sort of appeal of Cowboy Bebop is more like... It's not even, like, the content in the episodes, it's the characters. Like, you don't really care what the storyline is, it's the characters and the, like... and the setting and the way they respond to each scenario, you know? But I think it's one of the ones that could do really well in the live action if they do it right and they nail the actual content and the draw of the show, you know? Yeah, like Bleach and fucking...
Yep, I was about to say Bleach was a
That
terrible
Bleach one
idea.
was fire. What do you mean?
The Bleach one was so... Me and Ryan watched the Bleach one together, I think. I can't remember. No, wait. No, I was Snapchatting the
You
Bleach one.
send them pictures. Yeah.
The Death Note one was dog shit.
That was terrible.
Didn't it?
You know they're all bad because you
make it
forget
good.
they all exist. Like you forgot Attack on Titan one existed, and you forgot what's JoJo's one existed because they're so bad.
The problem with the Death Note one is, like, in my opinion, the Death Note sort of the story and the way the characters reacted was very, like, embedded in Japanese culture. Like, that's my feel on it.
I don't really get them because, like, the Dragon Ball one, I couldn't even tell it was Dragon Ball until they, got
They know the characters, yeah.
Because they went off so
But, like,
bad.
with certain anime and
like,
stuff, yeah.
He was, like, doing laundry in some canyon with... I was like, what? What's this got to... And he goes to some house party and beats some guy up on a car. I was like, what's this got to do with Dragon Ball?
But I would say, like, most, like, I would totally say that Death Note failed because, like, they tried to just copy-paste it, but it was way, like, the content is, in my opinion, is, like, I wouldn't say, like, Japanese, but it kind of is, do you know what I mean? Like, the feel of it and the way it's... Not really, like... they stuck with core characters and stuff, and, like, L was really... The way that L was so cringy in that fucking show. Like, he was a black dude, and he just ate piles of sweets. Like, I get that's what he did in the anime, but, like, to make it realistic in, like, a live action, you have to change some aspects. Yeah.
Like, terrible, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It's just look bad, and all the CGI in those adaptations
really
are terrible. Too.
Are you guys
Like Hollows looked absolutely horrible. I don't know what to tell you, dude.
Are you guys excited for Demon Slayer film?
And that's not actually coming, is it?
Yeah.
Or the anime one.
It's not live action.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Yeah,
When is it coming out? I suppose some people are saying it's coming out, like,
2020.
November.
2020.
I mean, wow, we've got a whole year then. There's a whole fucking broad of a year.
Yeah, but the Promised
I don't know. I'm kind
Neverland
of over
season 2
Demon
comes
Slayer.
out next year,
I
October.
didn't really like the anime that much. Like, it was cool to watch, but after that, it was like, yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, same.
Like, yeah, it looked pretty and it was cool. The combat, the fight scenes are cool, but the core of it was just kind of like, oh, okay. Yeah. Now, Fire Force, on the other hand, I agree. Yeah. Fire Force is kind of really similar to Demon Slayer in that way. Like, I really like Fire Force and like that's on the surface, but the more I think about it, is like it's not. It's kind of a cool story, but it's not something that's gonna last forever. You know what I mean?
In but in my opinion, it's so bad. Like Fire Force's core is way worse than Demon Slayer's.
I
it's
disagree.
Just boring, bro. Like the whole environment in Fire Force.
How many episodes have you watched?
It's so dull. I watched up to like episode 8.
Yeah, so you can, I mean, I can sort of, I'd say like watch more because it does get really, really cool.
Like the whole core of it is just it doesn't appeal to me at all. I don't know. I feel like it's
talking about like bad films. Can we talk about Boruto? Like,
I swear we've talked about that in the last podcast.
No, but have you watched the recent one?
I literally do not care about Boruto. I haven't.
It's so stupid. They like.
Yeah, like so non-impactful.
Boruto is literally Dragon Ball AF, dude.
But when
Dragon Ball AF is,
when you watch Naruto and you come to scenes where like Naruto's facing off against like Orochimaru when he's like 10, like you really like you're invested in it because you're like shit, he might actually die because Orochimaru's a fucked up kid. Like there are no stakes. Yeah, there are no stakes in it whatsoever.
They've been fighting this Otsutsuki, bro. Okay? Just Boruto and Sasuke. Right? Sasuke literally can't kill him for some reason. It finds it impossible. Like him and Kid Naruto killed him.
Because the next explanation for that is that he's Naruto's son. He's a prodigy. He's so much better than Naruto when he was a kid.
No, but see, that's exactly the thing. They're saying that, like, because did you watch the movies? Like, you know how Hinata got taken by Teneri, and he's got Otsutsuki Karma, Boruto, because of that. So he is the incarnation of Momoshiki. That's why he's allowed to fight him. I haven't seen Sasuke train him once.
I mean, at least it's not as whack as One Piece. Let's be honest.
I mean, did you know what Jiraiya?
No, I don't. Dude, they're trying to fish me in with people I liked, but it's not the same. Jiraiya's probably some goofy ass nigga who doesn't do anything.
No,
he's actually like he's nowhere near his former self, bro.
Sasuke's Sharingan, and he saw
He what?
He saw Sasuke's Sharingan.
Yeah.
Teneri, not Teneri. He saw Urushiki's Rinnegan.
Yeah, and what?
And there's a character in the manga that's not introduced in the anime yet, and he's basically Jiraiya completely, but just a different person. Like he's his personality, and he has the same jutsu and all that. So they're saying because Jiraiya's seen all of that, he's written it down and then taught someone. That's their way of bringing him back.
I don't care. I like Jiraiya. I don't like Jiraiya's fucking autistic son.
But the thing is, his autistic son just
probably named like Pyraya or something.
No.
Like Kashin Koji.
Yeah, his name's Kashin Koji.
So stupid.
What color hair does he have?
White.
Got white hair, bro.
Dude.
He's basically Jiraiya with a mask on. Like he's got that mask that Persona guy.
Can he get Sage mode?
Yeah.
I know.
He has all the specs that Jiraiya has.
What's the point? Why not just bring Jiraiya back at that point?
Jiraiya, he's dead.
Jiraiya got.
The thing, they were like don't say anything in the new world, whatever, because it will. Well, in the past, it will affect the future. And I swear to God, Boruto just called Naruto Dad, and they just didn't change a single thing.
Like, I don't know. I just find Boruto fucking boring. I would rather watch this basketball anime over Boruto, honestly.
Which basketball? Hero no Sorrow. Was that?
Yeah, that one.
The new one is good, you know.
Huh?
A lot of it is just like modern day stuff. It's not really basketball.
What?
That new basketball anime.
Yeah, I think it's cool though.
But it is cool. It's really good. It's not. It doesn't really live up to Kuroko.
Kuroko's fucking stupid.
I thought it was really good.
These guys have like literal Superman abilities, and it's never fucking. They're like, yeah, dude, they were just born with it. Pog. Like when you see this man making 3-pointers from his own halfway line consistently, there's nobody like, bro, hello.
They are. That's the whole point. That was literally the whole point of it. Like any school that came up against him shook.
Yeah, it's just not my cup of tea. I can understand why people like it. Although I can't understand why people like Star Wars. It's fucking dog shit. New Star Wars, not old Star Wars. Old Star Wars.
You like The Mandalorian, though, right?
I love The Mandalorian because it's actually good. Because the character actually faces trials and tribulations, and it goes through like a natural arc. You know?
Yeah. The last episode's ending was so disappointing. Not disappointing, but just...
Was that episode 7?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. When did I watch that? I think I did watch it. But I can't remember.
They, I don't know.
Oh, where he... Yeah, where he...
Guys on the speeder bikes, you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was so fucking sad, dude.
I think Jon Favreau, the guy that's directing, is pretty good though. He was like the guy that fucking Jon Favreau is the guy that like went on board with the first Iron Man and like revolutionized that and shit. So he's pretty good with like adapting material and stuff.
Did you watch Blue Story?
No, what's that?
That gang film that caused that big
machete
war. No, well,
it's got a 5.5 on IMDb. Looks dog shit.
Like,
I wanted to watch it, but
it caused like a massive, like.
It didn't.
Because they're young and.
They didn't see a film and were like, "I'm gonna stab you."
It's just an excuse. Did. No.
Yeah, I was gonna go watch it, but
cinemas for a bit.
What the fuck are you guys talking about?
UK film.
Pretty fast.
It's like
what? We've been here for like.
That was like 10 minutes.
How is that a good pace?
Innit? Hold on.
That's not.
20 of it was just me talking about Star Wars.
Yeah, a lot of it.
Yeah,
you do one a year.
You just slap it in Vegas and press render.
We literally do one podcast a year.
I don't know what the next topic is, to be honest. But like, maybe does nobody else like really enjoy Star Wars as like as an IP? I think it's like it's one of the best like things you can make a story out of.
The most iconic.
Universe. Yeah, but like, there's nobody like how can you make such shit movies when you have that universe at your disposal? Like, I don't understand it.
It would be kind of hard.
Yeah, but that's not using if the amount of money that's put into it, it should look that good. Like that's not something that.
One of the problems I think is the problem with taking like a 40-year-old series and then trying to add something refreshing and new to it is like it's kind of hard to not like break the
Piss.
universe kind of.
I agree, but like there's things that you have to like draw a line at, right? So like changing the fundamentals of like hyperspace is just not. Why would you ever do that? Like it makes no like changing the fundamentals of that so like they can literally be used as nukes just makes no sense.
Kids think it's cool.
Like I understand it's hard to balance it's hard to do it because you have older fans who have been brought up with a certain series and how it's made, and you have new and more impressionable fans that you want to create something new for. I understand that.
These three Star Wars new ones are definitely aimed at kids. Like
they just feel like, but to me, they just feel like so soulless. Though, like all the films just feel like there's no actual passion or anything put into them.
I feel like they're using the name for.
Yeah, like really, like honestly, even like as bad as the prequels were, you could tell that like the person who made them cared about it. Like he actually put work into it. But these new ones just feel like there's nothing behind it. There's just nothing. It's just there to make money. That's just my opinion.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, obviously, but there was an actual passion and drive behind it. Like the people that were on set of the originals, they loved doing it. Apart from fucking Alec Guinness, who was a grumpy cunt. But
what do you think about the prequels?
Right, this is what I don't get. The prequels, they're kind of bad films, right? Apart from like Return of the Sith, I liked Return of the Sith and sort of liked Attack on the Clones, but like the content in them was bad, but it wasn't universe like breaking. Yeah, it wasn't universe breaking bad, and it didn't have like massive. Like it had a few plot holes, but it didn't have huge like gaping things like so and so gets this power out of nowhere, and there was no explanation for it. Like as bad as they are, there's still like soul and passion behind each one of those films, and even like the choreography and the effort that went into doing some of the fights in the prequels was like hours and hours, and you could tell that the sort of sequences they had. Like I was saying to somebody, in these new Star Wars films, the lightsaber fights, they feel so like I don't know, they feel so rigid and like anybody could do it and pick up a lightsaber, you know. But like in the prequels, the lightsaber fights were like you feel like you could only do that if you were using the Force. You know what I mean? Like they're so precise and fast, and like they're so nice to watch. But the new ones are just, I don't know. It just feels like they just didn't get it, in my opinion.
So okay, so if you had to pick one of the new films to be like the best, which one would it be?
Probably The Force Awakens, honestly, because The Last Jedi is the worst, 100%.
Really?
The Last Jedi is
Skywalker is worse.
The Rise of Skywalker is bad, but I understand that J.J. Abrams had limited shit to work off to make that film from The Last Jedi, even though he could have done way, way better. But I understand that The Last Jedi sort of put them in a... Like, he was stuck with answering those questions that made no sense, you know what I mean?
Do you think he kind of, like, did some of the shit, like, made some decisions based on, like, spiting Rian Johnson and just made
No, I wouldn't say so, because I've seen interviews and stuff where he says, like, Ryan made his own film and that's fine. But I feel like the series was sort of doomed at the point where you put a new director halfway through the saga, right? Like, why? There's no reason, which indicates to the more point that they had no roadmap of where they wanted it to go at all. They just sort of willy-nilly did it. Like, I 100% believe that Palpatine wasn't even considered to be in the saga until the third film and when J.J. Abrams got the series back, right? Yeah. I 100% believe that to be the case, because Snoke was set up as the big baddie, right?
So do you think
then, where you going?
Rian Johnson or J.J. Abrams did better? Because, I mean, J.J. Abrams kind of did shit to bed with the whole Palpatine thing. Like, he could have resolved...
Yeah, I understand, but
I
would still say that Rian Johnson is worse just because of how much of a cunt he was towards the fan base and the sort of movie he made. Like, he came out and said, I made the movie that I wanted to make, and my vision of Star Wars. Like, when you take on a franchise and a saga like that, you have to consider the fans and the people that love the fucking material, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the Witcher director, I didn't read the books, so I only played a few of the games, but apparently she did take into consideration the books and the fans, and she did her own little twist to it and stuff, right? That's fine, but when you change the whole universe and the whole thing just to suit something that you wanted to tell is just dog shit, in my opinion. Like the way he changed characters for no reason. Like he changed Luke to be like this titty drinking fucking hermit is just like so out of ball that made no sense.
I honestly don't even think they should have brought Luke back in the first place.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I think J.J. Abrams had plans, but Rian Johnson just shit all over them. Like, and The Force Awakens, like, as much as I had, like, there were problems with that film, it was a decent film. Like, I enjoyed watching that film. But the last two, I hated watching them. And, like, it's not just limited to Star Wars, though. Hollywood do it with every fucking film franchise. Like, Indiana Jones fucking got shit on by shitty directors and shitty acting. Trying to think of other franchises, like Jurassic Park as well. They've done it to so many. But it's a shame, to be honest. Because, like, it also, not only does it, is it a shit film, but it invalidates, like, the last 6 films, right? Like, the whole Anakin's journey is just completely void now. Like, what's the point? There's literally no point.
Zero contribution.
Like, the guy that was deemed to be the chosen one and shit, is, like, more powerful than Yoda, and the guy that's going to balance the Force, which he did in the end of the film, which is a nice little, like, twist on it. Completely irrelevant, so it's cool. Like, that's the part, like, where I think J.J. Abrams did shit the bed. Like, you could have resolved the story in a way that you didn't have to bring back Palpatine, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Because you had an evil guy, you had Kylo Ren, you could have done shit with him. Like, there is possibilities you could have done with him. But, yeah, I just think, at the end of the day, that's the sour taste of my mouth. And it kind of leaves a sour taste in my mouth that people, like, actually like it, but I can't be angry at that because it's just people like what they want, you know? Like, and half of that is just kids, yeah. Half of that is... And I was sitting there and the kids that were in the film, they really enjoyed it, right? And I was like, I mean, who am I to shit on them enjoying a film they obviously just like because of the flashy lights and stuff, you know?
Yeah. I actually did kind of like The Force Awakens, not gonna lie.
I kind of like The Force Awakens. But there were problems with the film, like, don't get me wrong, but it was a good starting point for a franchise, but then...
I don't even remember it.
Like, that's what I mean. Like, it's a good starting point, but you don't... Like, the best film in the original Star Wars is Empire, right? This is the second film. Like, New Hope was kind of forgettable. Return of the Jedi was kind of boring if you watch it back, but it was the second film that really tied it all together, but... Anything to add, Leo? Leo's AFK? Anything to...
He fell asleep.
Yeah, I mean, in the future, like, the roadmap, like, they could do a lot with the material they have, the universe they have. Like, this isn't the end of Star Wars, not by a long shot, but they need to tell, like, engaging stories with actually thought out roadmaps in the future, in my opinion.
I think they should just let Star Wars be.
Look, it's definitely there's so, like, the problem is, like, the universe is so, like, you can do so much with that universe, which I hate to see it just shit in the bin like this, but I think it is going to be a while till they return with something, like, big, like a new big saga, you know?
Star Wars the anime.
Star Wars the anime.
That has some mad fight scenes. Don't even question it.
Yeah.
The fight scenes would be going crazy.
Like, but you see the universe is, like, crazy. There's crazy possibility. Like, The Mandalorian is so good, and that's only, like, a little pinch of the universe, do you know what I mean?
The Mandalorian is so good.
Like, that's not even, like, The Mandalorian, like, as good as it is, it's not, like, amazingly written, is it? Or it's not, like, amazingly... There's nothing groundbreaking about the Mandalorian. It's just... It's a really good universe, and you can make really good characters in it, you know what I mean? Yeah.
I don't know.
But you look at the extent, like, Knights of the Republic games are fucking sick as well. Like, all that shit is just so good to, like, build off, but...
I was gonna ask... Oh, is Baby Yoda a puppet, or is it CGI?
I think half of it's CGI and half of it's animatronics, but I'm not too sure. I know they do go back to animatronics a lot because it kind of resonates with all the fans, I know.
Yeah.
He is real, bro.
Yeah.
I'm also interested in to see, like, what they actually do with that character, like, if it leads on to something else in the future, which is, I think that's what they're kind of aiming with. It'd be cool.
I heard a lot of people say that The Mandalorian got really like bad after like 2 or 3 episodes, but I still thought
Yeah, I liked
every
it.
episode
I
was
just
really
think
good.
I think it doesn't do anything groundbreaking in my opinion. It's just fun to watch and like
Yeah,
it makes sense and it's half this is the universe it's in is so fun to watch. You know what I mean?
mhm.
And it has characters with like actual human personalities and character arcs and failings and like consequences and stuff.
Yeah. Hey, bro, if you think about it, Palpatine could show up in The Mandalorian if he's still alive, bro.
He could. Holy shit! I still can't believe they bring him back in the fucking thing. It just blows my mind. Like, and people, the thing is, like, I know why he did it as well, because people ate that shit up. Like, casual audience, they fucking ate that shit up. It's got like an 86% rating with fans on Rotten Tomatoes.
I think like if
Wait, what does?
New Star Wars film.
No, I said like 55. It's
No,
like
that's
50
critics. It's got like 86 with fans, 56 with critics.
Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes 55.
Check, yeah, that's critics. Check it.
Metacritic 54.
Yeah, if you click on Rotten Tomatoes, Rise of Skywalker, it's got 55 with critics.
Oh, 85, 86 audience. Are you
Yeah.
mad?
Yeah, because
most people
all the
like-
films,
most
like,
people- Go on, Caleb.
all they like is like effects, bro. Like,
Yeah,
their
well, that's the
reaction
thing. Is most
characters.
people aren't as invested in the Star Wars universe as like Hook, you know?
It brought
People
a
are just like,
lot
oh,
of
a
money.
cool new action space movie. Like, it has good effects, you know, there's cool fights.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
you know,
People
whatever.
will eat it up. Like,
if
yeah,
you're an
I agree.
average guy that watch Star Wars, then, yeah.
But like, it is just sad that is. I mean, it's business at the end of the day, but it is sad that they have to. They could have done it where it suited both parties, but they just decided not to. Like, you can make a fun film for the audience and something engaging for the people that really are invested into the universe, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and that's literally evidence in The Mandalorian, because everybody loves that shit, you know?
Yeah.
So it has been a year since I lost. And we haven't seen anything on Hotel.
Yeah, I actually got an email from Hytale,
Yeah, same.
and it said, we're still making it. I was like, oh.
Mine was something about the website has got some date.
But I was actually so gassed when I first
Yeah,
heard about
yeah.
it, but
I
now
think it's just slowly
I don't
dying
give a
now.
shit. Yeah.
Wait, no, they released a video of them playing it, like doing some dungeon. Well, most people do. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it normally will until the next. Okay, what hype have you heard for Elder Scrolls 6?
Yeah, but that
I
was
mean,
literally a
the-
title screen.
Bethesda
They
is
literally
a-
drew a tile of the thing.
Bethesda's like
Sure, I
a
guess.
like fuck. I don't even know what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah,
Check
Bethesda-
that link. They will have an audience, but they have a set audience.
Yeah, exactly.
I disagree.
Elder
I disagree.
Elder Scrolls
I
already
think-
has an audience. It's huge.
I think the
Hytale-
hype that's been generated by this is going to bring a huge audience, in my opinion. Because remember, they will promote the game further to release date as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Depending on how good
It's
the
because it's
game
not on the
is, then,
public
yeah,
eye right now, right?
that's it.
When it comes closer to release, it will be.
I mean that thing I just sent you that looks pretty that looks pretty good
Yeah.
to be fair. Like a link in Discord. Like I'm not stressing.
Leah's like, I'm hyped again, Pog!
I'm actually really. Okay, did you see the next WoW expansion?
But like look at the video.
No, what they doing?
It's Shadowlands.
I don't know. I feel like WoW is. I sort of lost. I don't know.
I
WoW.
always play
It feels
for,
like.
a month or
Yeah,
so
it
a
feels
year.
like all the big franchises sort of lost. Like the bigger they grow, the more sort of passion and sort of work
Yeah.
behind it is kind of drained out, and more of it's just commercial. You know what I mean?
Did you ever play Classic?
Yeah, I played Classic when I was a little babby. I
No,
found it
did
really
you play
fun.
the re-release?
Oh no, I didn't play the re-release. Probably should though, because I did have a lot of fun with it when I was a kid.
I played Rogue up to like level 8, and I was like, fuck this, dude.
It's too hard. Yeah.
If I had like a bunch of friends and like a community on it, I definitely would play.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Bro,
It's
I had
literally
like the Elder
it's like
Scrolls. I don't
300
know which
hours
Elder
to get
Scrolls
to
I had,
max level.
but the Elder Scrolls used to scare me, bro. Like I didn't know what it was. I just had it.
I will
I
say,
think it was Elder
yeah.
Scrolls 4 that I had. I used to scare the hell out of me. Like the first
Oblivion.
NPC I saw, I threw my controller away. Yeah, I think
I will say that like it seems maybe it's just maybe me getting older, but the bigger franchises now, like the more and more they go on, the less and less like passion and sort of work and actual like dedicated to the audience sort of content they provide. You know, that's just my opinion. Like yeah, and then more for like normal audiences instead of people that are really invested in the
yeah,
game.
I had Morrowind, bro. Elder Scrolls 3.
Oh, Morrowind is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, what games did you
Scared
guys
the
play
hell out of me, bro.
when you were?
I had when I my first was like an original Xbox. No wait, PS like PS2 original Xbox. I can't remember which came first. Played like Time Shifters, like Perfect Dark Zero on the 360.
Did you play Burnout?
Yeah. Love
I
that.
had like Dreamweaver was my first one.
Ratchet and Clank and
I
shit.
had some.
Spyro.
I had tennis, like the old tennis. I think that's the first game I played. That
I had some snowboarding game which was actually pretty good, and I had Dead or Alive.
I had just the old Street Fighters. So I like Mega Man, but like, well, I only really played my Xbox Halo 2.
I played Halo 2 at the time.
I never really had like when I was a kid. I was speaking to my mum. I never really had like toys like per se. I just used to play on consoles and shit like all the time.
I had both.
Dude, I used to play Wizard 101 all the time. That was my shit.
Fucking Wizard 101.
Wizard 101. Oh, come on, dude.
That game was so much fun, dude.
I can't bash it. I haven't ever played it, to be fair. Probably was fun back in the day.
Wait, what's this guy post Christmas gift for all of you in that 100% game? Oh. Test place permissions leveled you prevent you from entering. This guy trolled me.
Yeah.
Leo, are you there? Did you see that announcement he made? Did you get epic trolled? I don't think there's much more we need to talk about. I just had an emotional rant at Star Wars.
Wait, no, wait.
Wait, what's why?